Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel where skincare is all about progression over perfection because perfection doesn't exist. I'm always talking about how whatever I put on my face, I put on my neck, chest and hands, but I never really speak about the rest of my body. And to be 100% honest with you, I don't put as much effort as I do into my face onto my body. I just don't care, I guess. Plus, people only think I exist from here upwards, and that's fine. People don't know I have a lower half. But there are some products that I've been using within the last, I would say like 6 months, I really like. One that I'm going to show you today, I've been using pretty much for as long as I can remember, like since the early teens. So today I want to share 5 of my current favorite body care products, starting with today's sponsor, Peach and Lily. Today I want to share one of their newest products. This is the KP Bump Boss Microderm Body Scrub. You have to excuse the state of it, but I've really been using this and really loving it. It's got like product all over it and it's wet, sorry. And if you like the sound of everything I'm about to tell you about this product, you can use code JAMES15 for a 15% discount. So as the name suggests, this is an exfoliating product for those like bumps and like the redness, you know, that chicken skin that you get behind your arms. Keratosis pilaris, as it's known, KP Bump. And this helps smooth out that chicken skin, those bumpy bits, those little red dots. And this product is inspired by the Korean bathhouse spa scrub. And this combines physical and chemical exfoliation. You know I don't really like physical scrubs on my face. I don't mind it on my body. I actually quite like it on my body. I feel like my body can take it a bit more. And I mentioned in a few videos back that I was using another brand's physical and chemical face scrub on my body. In comparison, that product's good, but you can tell this is made for the body, if that makes sense. It hasn't got harsh bits of sugar or like charcoal or bamboo in it. It's got very fine granulated microcrystals, and we also have 10% AHA in here. So we've got 7% glycolic acid and 3% lactic acid, as well as PHA. So you're really loosening that skin. It's getting a bit of hydration as well. As I mentioned, I'm not really bothered by the redness on the arms. It's more the texture. And I just feel for me, like while the rest of my body's smooth, why aren't my arms? So I do want to concentrate on this. And I do feel like I need to put that effort back into my body as much as I do on my face. So I always use this in the shower after cleansing. I put this everywhere. I do this on the back of my arms mainly, but I also do it on my chest, I do it on my bum cheeks, I do it on my legs and my feet as well. It feels really good on the feet. I usually don't like touching feet, but it feels really good and your feet feel really smooth. I wish I'd taken a before picture because whilst you won't see a difference in the redness just yet, I feel like once I'm done with this tube, you will. But the smoothness is so different, the texture. There's less like little picky bits, because when I'm like sat doing nothing, I'll often like rub my hands up and down or like scratch for no reason, and it's getting smoother and smoother and smoother. And I use this every single day. There have been a few brands recently who have tried to get me to talk about their physical body scrubs. I've not really been bothered because they're just body scrubs, but this is different. This actually feels a lot more beneficial, and I feel like I'm using this with a purpose. I think it's because of the mix of the chemical and physical exfoliants. This is available at Ulta Beauty and on peachandlily.com in full size and travel size as well. So as well as the physical and chemical exfoliants, we actually have tea tree in here, cica and barley to help soothe the skin, really calm down that redness, hyaluronic acid and squalane to help hydrate the skin. We have mugwort as well in here, which is one of my personal favorites for damaged skin, irritated skin, inflamed skin. It really helps to heal and soothe. And as always, Peach and Lily is vegan and cruelty free as well. So if you like the sound of that, again, the discount code is James15 for 15% off. Speaking of body exfoliation, let's talk about the Dr. Dennis Gross Exfoliating Body Treatment. Dr. Dennis Gross has sent me a few bits in the past, and I've never really talked about their products because I've always been a bit like, yeah, they're fine. But one thing I do feel they do really well is exfoliants. But I was super interested in these exfoliating wipes. These are wipes that contain a mix of AHA, BHA, and bakuchiol. And these help basically wipe away your dead skin cells to help even tone and texture and just leave your skin feeling silky smooth again. I've personally been loving these for, again, the top of my arms, but also all over my body. These are such huge wipes that you can just go everywhere. I find that these are more effective on places like your armpits and your knees and your elbows, whereas this scrub seems to be doing a lot better on my arms, I guess because it's formulated for that. These do leave your skin a little bit sticky, so I tend to do this straight out the shower on dry skin, sit there without anything on for a bit and let my skin dry down. So the exfoliants are actually lactic acid, glycolic acid as our AHAs, and salicylic acid for the BHA, as well as benzoic acid. Can you just apply any old exfoliator onto a cotton pad and wipe over your skin? Yeah, you can, why not? But I like the convenience of how large these are. They're huge. Look at that. So you cover a lot of surface area, then you can flip it around and use the other side on the other half of your body. I don't do this often because they are wipes and they are a bit of a waste compared to something like this that you could use every day with no problem. So I only use these every so often and make sure I really do cover my whole surface area. But yeah, I've been really enjoying these. One that I don't have on me right now, but I used to use all the time, but I don't really get spots on my back and shoulders anymore, is a Klavuu Green Pearlsation Tea Tree Care Body Spray. This is a product I used to use religiously when I went to the gym, so like 3 centuries ago. And it makes an appearance in the warmer months as well, when I get a little bit sweatier, when I have to take the dogs out for a walk, because that's the only exercise I do nowadays. You know, when everything starts to get a little bit sweaty, and this is a tea tree body spray that, along with salicylic acid, helps prevent any breakouts that are usually caused by sweat, rubbing of clothing, you know, all that kind of stuff. Breakouts over your body. For me, mainly, it was the shoulders and back. Spray bottles are great for body breakouts because you just spritz like this and the spray kind of just falls all over your back. With this, I remember I was able to turn it upside down, reach in all those awkward places, and I'd get a really good coverage. I know tea tree isn't for everyone. It's definitely not for people with severe acne. Like, it's not gonna help your acne, but for people who get the occasional breakouts, and especially for me, tea tree was a lifesaver when it came to those. Even at times it calmed my skin, but this, along with salicylic acid, of course, helps to kind of speed up that cell turnover, prevent clogged pores, breakouts, and blackheads as well. We also have seaweed extract in here to help calm the skin and soothe the skin. And actually, snuck away in the ingredient list is a PHA lactobionic acid that has great exfoliating and moisturizing properties as well. So when I worked out, I would spray this twice a day. I would spray it before my workout, because this sounds gross, but I would find that any sweat would kind of like mix up with the product. So I would spray it on my t-shirt I was going to wear and spray it on my back, work out, then kind of rinse everything away. Then I would use it in the evening before bedtime as well, just to target any kind of like possible breakouts and sweat that's produced throughout the day. I still broke out 1 or 2 places here and there, of course. It's not like a miracle product, but it was super calm compared to the craziness that I used to break out with when I first started working out. This was really, really handy. Honestly, you can just dilute tea tree in a spray bottle with water and do the same thing, but I think it's the mix of salicylic acid in here that really helped. That kind of really made the product super effective. As far as body moisturizing goes, I really like the Fenty Beauty moisturizer. I find that it's not got its usual heavy fragrance that I'm not too keen on, but a really light one, but it's also super nourishing and I can't wait to use it more in winter. However, one of my favorites throughout the warmer weather we've been having is the Fourth Ray Milks. It kind of grosses me out a little bit that they're called milk, because like, can you imagine milk drying on the body? It doesn't sound good. Fourth Ray Beauty is one of those brands that I keep buying, but I never really use their products. I feel like they're good to look at, and then I'll reach for them occasionally, but I keep buying it thinking, oh, I might like that one, I might like that one. I feel like at the moment I'm just buying them to look at them, which is really fucking stupid, but I just never get around to using them because I always feel like there's a better option. However, I did get around to using all of their milks, in particular the aloe and the peach flavors. Flavors, fine. I love fake peach smell. It's kind of my second favorite flavor under like what I call American grape, peach, American watermelon, and then plastic cherry. Like my favorite artificial smells. I don't know the real names of them, but their body milks are lightly scented and very hydrating and moisturizing without being heavy, thick, sticky, and without having to stand around for ages rubbing them in. For people with hairy legs or hair on their body, moisturizer can be very tough to work in and it takes a long time. These milks are so light that they just sink into the skin through the body hair. And whilst I do feel like Fourth Ray really play on the kitschy, gimmicky kind of flavors, what they call scents and colorings, peach extract is actually really moisturizing. In most of these we have argan oil as well, which isn't super greasy. It doesn't feel like an oily oil, but helps keep everything in. We also have green tea in here, another antioxidant that's also soothing and calming for the skin, and shea butter too. And to be honest with you, with these I don't think anyone is better than the other. I think just pick your favorite. They've all got the same base by the looks of it, and then they just add their flavorings and their colorings things and their gimmicky fruit salad. But I love them. I think they're really, really great. If you want that hydration and moisture in your body without the stickiness, these are the things to go for, in my opinion. I've used them all up. Actually, I threw away the empties because I'm moving house. I was keeping empties, but then I just chucked them. Let's talk about deodorant. This is kind of really boring, but I get asked it a lot, and it's actually not boring. I think it's really interesting. But the deodorant I use, and I've used pretty much my whole life as I can remember having to use deodorant, is Pitrok. These are crystals. So I actually started using these in my early 20s. I feel like every skincare enthusiast always goes through a natural is better phase, and whilst I was working at Lush, I was pretty much brainwashed into thinking that was the case. I used one of their deodorants, Lush deodorants, that ripped my armpits to shreds. And I couldn't use normal deodorant. It hurt. It really, really stung. So I started using the Pitrok Crystal instead. That did sting a little bit, but it was the only thing that wouldn't irritate my skin throughout the rest of the day. Essentially, these are just salt crystals that stop you smelling. They don't stop you sweating. They're not an antiperspirant. So I do use this alongside an antiperspirant. But as far as stopping the smells of anything goes, these are amazing. They're amazing. Pitrok works by being a bacteriostatic, which basically means it stops the bad smelling bacteria from forming. They are naturally fragrance free because, as I said, they're just salt crystals or mineral rocks or whatever, but they do have fragrance versions if you want that little extra something. This is the rock that you have to apply onto damp skin. So straight out the shower, I usually would keep this by the shower and just apply it on my armpits. But one I've been using for probably the last 10 years, yeah, maybe, is the Pitrok Crystal Spray. So this is just like a... I don't know if you can even see that. And it's just the liquid version of this. So you can spray it on your armpits, you can spray it on your bits, you can spray it on your feet. So you can spray this anywhere that you want just to smell fresh and clean and stay fresh and clean throughout the whole day. This spray in particular is actually formulated with aloe vera as well. So you get that slight moisturizing, calming, soothing effect with this too. So you do have to apply this to wet skin and let it dry down. Whereas this, you just spray and then you can go. This one is a lot more convenient. But honestly, it's amazingly simple and it just does what it's supposed to do. A few other things I do for my skin, anything that I don't like. So all these videos where you see where it's like 5 products I hate and, you know, PR, that's shit, all this kind of stuff, I will use on my body no matter what it is. Sunscreen will go on my body, serums, exfoliants, everything will go on my body, my hands as well. Nothing ever goes to waste. And people always ask me what body sunscreen I use, and the answer to that is, again, any that I don't like. So mineral sunscreens. The Bondi Sands body one is perfect. It comes in a huge tube. It's pretty affordable, as well as Sunbum. They do loads of sunscreen that I just use all over my body. I use factor 30 and 50 interchangeably because I always cover up. I'm not a summer clothes wearer. I don't wear t-shirts out. I don't wear shorts. I'm always covered up. But yeah, there we have it. I hope you liked it. Thanks again to Peach and Lily for sponsoring today's video. You can use code JAMES15 again if you'd like 15% off. All product links will be in the description box down below. And I'll see you next time.